Hello friends. Now today we will learn about anemia. So in this video we will learn about definition of anemia, classification of anemia, causes of anemia, symptoms of anemia, lab investigations, treatment and prevention of anemia. We will cover all these points in our today's video. So without wasting time, let's get started. What is anemia? Anemia is a decrease in RBC count so that hemoglobin and hematocrit values resulting in lower the ability for the blood to carry oxygen to body tissues. So important points are decrease in RBC count, hemoglobin count and hematocrit values decrease so that the oxygen carrying capacity of blood decreases and it lowers the ability of the blood to carry oxygen to body tissues. So in this picture you can see the anemic amount of red blood cells. Pathophysiology. So how these RBCs are formed. So formation of RBCs is the process is called as erythropoiesis. The RBCs are formed in the bone marrow. The picture says itself, and just have a look at this picture. So now we will see erythropoietin mechanism for regulating the rate of erythropoiesis. So when the normal blood oxygen levels decreases, it stimulates hypoxia due to the decreased RBC count, so that decreased ability of oxygen to blood and increased tissue, and so that it causes the reduced O2 levels in the body, and this stimulates kidneys to release the erythropoietin. Erythropoietin stimulates causes the red bone marrow to enhance the erythropoiesis process so that more RBCs are formed, and by this there increase the O2 carrying ability of the blood. So this is the regulating mechanism of erythropoiesis by erythropoietin hormone, which is released by the kidney. So let's have this picture. So this is overall mechanism. So decrease in RBCs, hemoglobin and hematocrit levels causes the decrease in O2 carrying capacity. So this causes the hypoxia and hypoxia induced effects on the organ function, and so that causes the formation of the signs and symptoms of anemia. So now what is the classification of anemia? Classification of anemia, it can be on the basis of cause and it can be on the basis of morphology. On the basis of cause, it is due to the blood loss, it can be due to the inadequate production of normal blood cells, or it can be due to the excessive destruction of blood cells. Or on the basis of morphology, it can be normocytic, microcytic or macrocytic. So let's see one by one. Types of anemia based on the clinical picture can be iron deficiency anemia, megaloblastic anemia, pernicious anemia, hemorrhagic anemia, hemolytic anemia, which can be thalassemia anemia or sickle cell anemia or aplastic anemia. These are clinical types of anemia. So now we will see all types of anemia in short and their causes, just in short, and what are their causes. So first is iron deficiency anemia. It is caused due to the excessive loss of iron, and the women are at a higher risk. Then second is megaloblastic anemia. It is due to the less intake of vitamin B12 and folic acid. The red bone marrow produces abnormal RBCs, so it can be due to the cancer drugs. Pernicious anemia, in this there is inability of stomach to absorb the vitamin B12 in the small intestine. So this pernicious anemia then form. So these are types. The next is hemorrhagic anemia. In this there is excessive loss of RBCs through bleeding, stomach ulcers or menstruation. Hemolytic anemia is RBC plasma membrane ruptures, and due to this it may develop anemia. It can be caused due to the parasites, toxins, antibodies. And next one is thalassemia. In the thalassemia there is less synthesis of hemoglobin, and it is found in the population of Mediterranean Sea. Next is sickle cell anemia. It is hereditary blood disorder characterized by red blood cells that assume an abnormal rigid sickle shape. Aplastic anemia, in this destruction of red bone marrow and caused by toxins or gamma radiation. So these are types: hemorrhagic anemia, hemolytic anemia, thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, and aplastic anemia. So morphological types of anemia are normocytic, microcytic and macrocytic. So normocytic, normochromic anemia. In these anemias of chronic disease, these are the anemias of chronic disease. Hemolytic anemias, anemia of acute hemorrhage. Aplastic anemias are normocytic, normochromic. Hypochromic microcytic anemia, they are iron deficiency anemia, thalassemia, and anemia of chronic diseases. Normochromic macrocytic anemias are vitamin B12 deficiency anemia and folate deficiency anemia. In these there is RBCs are macro, means bigger RBCs, macrocytic. So this is macrocytic anemia. So what are the risk factors for the anemia? They are poor socio-economic class, multiparity, teenage pregnancy, so and menstrual problems. So these are risk factors for the anemia. So till now what we have seen, that is definition, classification. So now we will see the causes of anemia. So we will see all causes one by one. So for important causes are increased requirement, increased loss, increased intake, and decreased absorption. Increased requirement where in the menstruating females, in the pregnancy, lactation, growing infants and children, and erythropoietin treatment, they have increased requirements, so they cause anemia. Increased loss in the GI bleeding, menorrhagia, and persistent hematuria, intravascular hemolytic anemias, regular blood donors, and parasitic infections. Decreased intake in the vegetarian diet and socio-economic factors, and decreased absorption in the upper GI pathology such as celiac and Crohn's disease, and gastrectomy and medications such as antacids and Zantac. These causes the anemia. So what are the signs and symptoms for the anemia? So look at. Common symptoms of anemia are easy fatigue. They are easy fatigable. They have loss of energy, unusually rapid heartbeat with exercise, shortness of breath and headache, particularly with exercise, and difficulty in concentrating, difficulty in breathing, dizziness, pale skin, leg cramps, and insomnia. So these are common symptoms of anemia: fatigue, increase in heartbeat, difficulty in breathing, dizziness, pale skin and cramps, and insomnia, lack of sleep. These are common symptoms of anemia. There are some particular symptoms of each type of anemia. Anemia caused by iron deficiency have these particular symptoms. Patient may experience a hunger for strange substances such as paper, ice, dirt. This condition is called as pica or whatever pica. So upward curvature of the nails, that is colicoonychia, spoon shaped nails. Soreness of the mouth with cracks at the corners. And anemia caused by vitamin B12 deficiency. People whose anemia is caused by due to the deficiency of vitamin B12 may have these symptoms. Tingling, pins and needle sensation in the hands or feet. Tingling sensation they have. Lost of sense of touch. Wobbly gait and difficulty in walking. Clumsiness and stiffness of arms and legs. Dementia, hallucinations, paranoia and schizophrenia they may experience. So what are the signs of anemia? Can you tell me the difference between signs and symptoms? So comment in the comment box. So what are the signs of anemia? They are brittle nails, colicoonychia, spoon-shaped nails, atrophy of papillae of the tongue, angular stenosis, brittle hair, dysphagia, glossitis, then Plummer-Wilson syndrome or Kelly-Patterson syndrome. So these are signs of anemia. So in these pictures you can see the signs and symptoms of anemia. So here you can see the bulbar conjunctiva, pale color, then tongue, then pale colored skin, spoon shaped nails, colicoonychia. These are signs and symptoms of the anemia. So what is the investigations for the anemia? What are the investigations for the anemia? Can you tell? So we will see the investigations for the anemia all one by one. Red cell population is defined by it may be qualitative parameters or quantitative parameters. Quantitative parameters by volume packed cells, that is hematocrit, hemoglobin concentration, red cell concentration per unit volume, and qualitative by mean corpuscular volume, mean corpuscular hemoglobin and mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration, that is MCV, MCH, MCHC. These are parameters, various parameters, qualitative parameters for the investigation of RBCs. Then what is hematocrit? It is packed cell volume. It is the proportion of the volume of the blood sample that occupied by RBCs. So these are normal values. So cell volume, hemoglobin concentration, it is the amount of hemoglobin per unit volume of blood. These are common values. Then common values means normal range values. Then red cell count, total number of RBCs per unit volume of blood. Then in the men and women, here it is given normal range of values. So these are various investigations we have to do in case of anemia. So mean corpuscular volume, it is the average volume of RBC. So normally it is 80 to 98 millimeter cube. Mean corpuscular hemoglobin, it is the average hemoglobin content per RBCs. Normal values are given. And mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration, it is the average concentration of hemoglobin in a given red cell volume. So normal values are given. You have to remember it. These values are important. You have to remember these values. Okay. So now we will see the management part of the anemia. The care objectives are: determine the cause of the iron deficiency. The etiology is often multifactorial even when there is an obvious cause. Investigation of serious underlying causes, for example cancer in adults, is recommended. Aim of the treatment is normalized Hemoglobin levels and red cell indices replenish the iron stores. Individualize the disease and specific management depending on underlying cause of the anemia. The last one is lifestyle management. It is recommended that patients with iron deficiency receive dietary advice. Non-pharmacological management is tea, coffee inhibition, iron absorption. After the inhibition of the tea and coffee, there may be increase in the iron absorption. Vitamin C is also powerful enhancer of the iron absorption from non-meat food when consumed with the meal. The size of vitamin C effects on the iron absorption increases with the quantity of the vitamin C in the meal. So we should increase the quantity of the vitamin C in the meal. Germination and fermented cereals and legumes we should consume more to increase the iron count in our body. And promote and support the exclusive breastfeeding for about 6 months in case of the pediatric case. So these are non-pharmacological management. Complementary parasite control measures are anti-helminthic therapy with 400 mg of single dose of albendazole is given to eliminate the hookworms before the initiation of iron and folic acid therapy. For the child less than 2 years, it is given in the quantity that is 200 mg per day in the single dose. In the pregnancy, albendazole is contraindicated in the first trimester of the pregnancy and it can be administered in the second and third trimester of the pregnancy. So here we have reached up this video. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like and share the video with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. So if you have any suggestions for me, you can comment in the comment box. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.